I have been trying to come back on this space. I wasn't really sure what to talk about when I get back. A lot of times I've been trying to, not talk about my personal life, like differentiate my personal life from my YouTube channel, but then I realized that that's kind of impossible because like my personal life is what makes me a YouTuber, and I just can't differentiate it. So like I'm here raw, as open as I can be, as transparent as I can be. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're visiting me for the first time, my name is Ricky Curry. So today on this channel, what I would love to talk about is how I got pregnant. I've told a couple of people the story, but I just didn't bring it up here. And the reason why I'm bringing it up here is because I feel like it's rude. I was clueless, really. I spent a couple of months reading, trying to, and I really didn't know how to. So like I feel like it's something I should talk about here. It will help one or two people, just in case you're newly married and you want to get pregnant. Yeah, this video is for you. If you're married, I wanted to have a baby like immediately, so I was trying from day one. And I didn't think I had to try. I just felt like when we do the I'm just gonna wake up the next morning and start vomiting. That was it for me. So we did the and I woke up the next morning and I wasn't vomiting. Like, what's happening? I'm supposed to be vomiting. So guys, any small thing, like if I have like slight headache, I'm already going to buy a pregnancy test strip and I'm testing already to see if I'm pregnant or I'm not pregnant. I did that like 10 times, not even joking. And it was very frustrating because every time I did it, it was negative. Like I'll do it, it would be negative. There was even a time when I did it was negative, so I didn't believe that I wasn't pregnant. I mean, because we did it right, guys. I was still seeing my period. Although I've heard that a couple of people get pregnant and they still see their period, so I did not believe that I wasn't pregnant. So I went to have like a blood test, and when I got there, it was negative. So doctors told me to be patient and try and miss my period first before I come and have a blood test, because that would just be me wasting money when I do miss my period and I'm going to have a pregnancy blood test. So eventually I was back home. I started to watch a whole lot of videos on how one can get pregnant, and some of the information that helped me was, number one, I got this FLO application. So I learned that you don't get pregnant it's not every day that is pregnancy day. You usually get pregnant on your ovulation period, and I think it's like 11th day after your period or something like that. But there's this application called FLO. When you download the application, it's going to help you to calculate your ovulation period. So I downloaded this application and I did not use it. Like, it was just, I don't know. And then I feel like the first month of downloading FLO, it's going to calculate, like, you have to insert your period date, like when you're on your period and when you stop, and the amount of days it takes before you start another one. So it takes you like 2 months before the application finally understands your cycle. So within that period, right, I was allowing it to understand my cycle. At the same time, I wasn't taking it seriously. So I was just like, any other thing, I'm not going to use this application, but it was there on my phone. And then, but it helped eventually. Like I used it. I'm gonna get to the point where I used it, but it was there. I wasn't using it, and I was still trying. Then I used to work out like a lot before I got pregnant. Maybe not a lot, but I work out like very often. I remember that some women that have kids, they warn me because they're like, the type of body you have, you cannot be overly stressing yourself, especially if you want to get pregnant. So when they told me that, I just feel like, but it was somewhere in my head. So the months where I took in, I actually had the intention of going to work out, but I just skipped it. I'm like, what? Since they said it's not a smart thing to do, I might as well not go to the gym. And I didn't go to the gym that Saturday, thank God. And eventually I was actually pregnant. But like, Why am I skipping the story? I'm such a bad storyteller. But the final day was during Ramadan. Like, I was praying about it. I was like, Allah, please. I was always praying about it, but that day was just like, I was tired. I was praying to God, and then after my prayers, I said to myself that if I'm gonna pray about it, I might as well work for it, right? Like, you cannot just be praying and not do anything about it. So I went to the FLO app, checked my days of ovulation, and I think I had like 5 days. And I'm like, I'm gonna do this back to back. The reason why I'm laughing is because Amir was not aware of the fact that I wanted to do it back to back because I was trying to get pregnant. I'm sure I'm not the only one on this table. Like, I thought like he would be like, babe, calm down. If I told him that I was trying to back to back because I'm trying to get pregnant, so I actually the same. We just did it back to back. And after that, then I honestly was tired really, because like I was just like, you know what, if it works, fine. If it doesn't, peace out. I'm going to focus on the next stage of my life. Like, I'm going to think about it again. And by the special grace of God, that month decided to feel funny. Guys, it wasn't what I thought. I thought I was going to vomit. That wasn't the evening. It was like malaria stroke, typhoid stroke. I don't even know when. I was just sick. And I was sleeping like a dog. I was just sleeping. And, you know, like my husband is already giving me the look like, what's happening? Me, I'm just there like, I don't know. So, you know, as usual, going to get the pregnancy strip test. Guys, it was negative. It was sad. God. That was like my 9th time trying. I didn't tell Amir, obviously. And I hadn't seen my period either. So I was just there. My friend was encouraging me. She was like, babe, it's just 6 months. Like, what's wrong with you? Guys, I'm so impatient. All these 10 strip tests was in 6 months. I don't even know what was wrong with me. But like, that was like how it went. So I told my sister said, you know, you're pregnant. And you know, that's what she always said all the other time. That's why I went to go and take blood tests. They started having strip tests that said negative, and you know, all of that. So like, she said, you might be pregnant. But I'm just like, I'm sick. But I know I'm not pregnant because I had the strip test and I'm not pregnant. So I'm just sick. Fast forward. My husband, after a while, he was like, you're looking weird. Like, I started getting ugly actually. Like, my skin color up till now it's not back to normal. You can see I have like discoloration and all of that. That is a topic for another video. Like, we'll talk about it in depth. So Amir was already like, So he went to get the strip test for me. It's like, here, let's try, let's see. And I'm just like, okay, don't put pressure on me. Nobody put this pressure. Anyway, I was just like, babe, I'm not gonna take the strip test. I'm not ready, but like when I'm ready, I'm gonna take it. Because I already thinking about it to make it. So I told him, I'm not gonna take it until I'm ready. He's like, no problem, really. I mean, let's just be sure, right? I just want to get it for you and clap. I'm like, okay. So I had to drop it, guys. I couldn't sleep. The next morning, I went to take it. Before before he woke up, I took it. I told him I wouldn't, but like, I couldn't sleep. I had to. And it, you know, I'd already exhausted all the ones I used previously, and this was like a week after I already took the one I thought that was negative. So I was like, it's due to try again. So like, you know, I tried again. And when I saw 2 lines, I was like, what does 2 line even mean? So previously, when I take the strip test and I see 1 line, I'm like, maybe I didn't do it well, so I'm going to try again. I checked again. It's still one line. And I tilted up like this. It's still one line. And I'm like, oh. I kept stressing myself. I'm still one line. So like, when it was 2 lines, I didn't even have to stress. When it is there, it is there. You don't understand. Like, it was so obvious. So I saw it and I'm like, so I don't have to shake this thing before it becomes 2. Like, it's just gonna be 2. So for the moment, really, I wasn't laughing. I was confused. And it's that easy for it to become 2 lines. So I was to do something. Then my brain was like, I was so happy. And I didn't say anything. I went to pray, thank God, all of that. And I was like Fajr, so obviously before Fajr. So when it was time for Fajr, I was already up. And Mary and I prayed together. After Al Salah, I'm thinking, how am I going to tell him? How am I going to tell him? How am I going to tell him? Now, I usually joke about being pregnant. Like, I would just tell him, hey babe, I'm pregnant. Like, me joke. Like, randomly, I'm always putting it in. And, my friends were always teasing me because I was married. They'd be like, hey, you look pregnant. I'm like, I'm pregnant. So, when we finished observing our Salah, we reciting our azkar, and I'm like, hey, I'm pregnant. He's like, go away, leave it. I like, seriously, I'm not joking, I'm actually pregnant. It's like, you always joke with this, and this is not the time for you to joke with it because like you already look pregnant. And I got to a strict test yesterday, so I know you might as well be pulling my legs, but this is not the perfect time to do that. I'm like, I'm not joking, Joe. So I went to grab the strict test, and I showed him. And he was overjoyed, really. I wasn't expecting his reaction. I don't tell you what his reaction was. Check out it, okay. Transparency. So I'm going to say it. So he lifted me up and he carried me. He helped me. Oh my god. Sweet moment. Oh my god. I feel like he really hugged me like so tight. Like so tight. I don't think I've ever hugged me like that before. I had to beg him like, guy, calm down. You want to break my body, please let it go. So I'm like, but he was so happy and I was so shocked that he was happy. Because like I was the one that wanted a baby, not him. So like, well, you so overjoyed, but like I'm so happy that he reacted like that, and that was the beginning of just causing me too much to stop the baby when I'm pregnant. You know that I'm pregnant journey is like it's for another video. Like if you want to hear about my pregnancy experience, because yeah, the way I laughed, I'm gonna be talking about it in another video, but like this is how I got pregnant, really. Using the FLO app, using pregnancy, using the FLO app, using prayers, and not overly stressing myself, like not working out too much, not thinking too much. I remember that when I started feeling funny too, I slept. As soon as I felt tired and I just rest. I just started being pregnant, man. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because by all means I'm really working on my consistency, and it is so hard right now because of the baby, of the house, there's so many excuses, right? I call them excuses, but to be frank, it hasn't been easy, and I really want to do it from the bottom of my heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for me, and make it easy for you to watch the videos and tell me what you want to watch and be more interactive. But like, I'm gonna try my best. So thinking about recording a video about my pregnancy journey, or even my birth experience, or new mom gist, because it is a lot. And see you in my next videos. Please drop comments on the type of videos you would want to see on my YouTube channel. Let me get back to work. Peace out.